how much middleweight could I get for the price of a Himalayan 450? And I thought, that's a brilliant idea. Why not buy a used middleweight and just test it, do a long series, test it on-road, off-road, see how they both do in the same conditions on the same tracks, and really find out, where is the value? Are you better off buying a small adventure bike brand new from a dealership, or is it worth going through the grind of looking on the used market, risking meeting some muppets in the scams and all that to find some gem in the rubble and find yourself a fantastic used middleweight motorcycle? My budget is basically the price of a new Himalayan 450 or a CF Moto 450 MT. So with that in my mind, I went on the search. The search was fraught with miscommunications and disappointments, but I put on my big boy pants, narrowed down the list, and headed out into the great unknown. So let's just throw some of the bikes I was looking at specifically. I was looking at a Tenere 660. I think it's very comparable and competitive with the Himalayan 450 in particular. The GS 650 Surtau as well, rare as hen's teeth. I saw one by the time I was ready to buy, all gone. I thought, okay, let's look for some F800GSs. Two were people trying to sell them while they were overseas. Alarm bells rang in my ears that they might be scammy. Some were overpriced for my budget, and some were just a little bit too high Ks. Then I thought, why don't I look at the big 1200GS? There's a few for sale, great price, low Ks. I chatted to one guy, we booked a time to look. I was preparing all my stuff in the car to head there the next day, and someone saw it an hour before I got to it and he sold it there on the spot. So I missed out on the big GS. I got home, I was really quite down. I sat on the couch and wouldn't you know it, an F800GS popped up. It was in my price range, bright orange, had all of the fruit accessorized to the wazoo, off-road tires. I thought, brilliant. I ended up seeing the blue one first. Loved it, great condition, looked fantastic. The one downside, as I'll talk to now, was that it just wasn't adventure ready. So let's go to that. I was a little dejected after the test ride, so I told him it's definitely on the consideration list. I want to test his other 2010 model. Even though the suspension on the 2010 isn't as good, it still has the dirt-worthy tires, the crash guards, the hand guards, and a few other little bits and pieces like a rear reservoir protector for the rear brake on it and some other nice little things. So we'll see what that's like on the weekend, and then we'll make a decision. So today we're heading towards a 2010. I will try and get some footage, but I'm not sure whether I will be able to. But I'll see you on the other end once I've had a ride and I'm back in the car. I do have money in my pocket, so I could be buying it today. I'll catch you in a bit. The guy had put up pictures of the bike when it was pretty new, and it's been really ridden hard and pretty much shagged. It wasn't in great shape cosmetically. Mechanically, it looked okay, but when I see a bike that hasn't been looked after cosmetically either, it's a little bit of a warning sign that maybe the bike hasn't been cared for as much as it could be. I'm gonna head home, have a look at the sales list again. Maybe there's something I've missed. Have a rethink as well. Maybe I can take a different direction. Maybe I'll have to pivot a bit. I don't know, it's part of the game of YouTube. You've got to be creative and work with what you got, but it is a bit disappointing because I was hoping that that was the one and it just wasn't. It didn't feel right, didn't gel with the guys. One of those things of Facebook, you got to take the chances. It takes a lot of time out of your day. I must admit, I headed home pretty dejected, really not sure what I wanted to do. As you can see, I'm rambling to camera, trying to make sense of it in my car. I got home and I talked it over with my wife. Do I go with the big 1200GS? Should I rethink this orange one? It was mechanically okay, but cosmetically, it was really rough. Or should I go with the out of my budget blue one that I really wanted but couldn't quite afford? Ultimately, I decided on the blue one, and as my wife put it, just get the one you love and we'll figure out the rest. So what do the specs mean? Well, this is a liquid cooled parallel twin, 85 horsepower and 83 Newton meters of torque, 6 speeds, front suspension is 230 millimeters or 9.1 inches, and the rear suspension is 215 millimeters or 8.5 inches. Fuel capacity is 16 liters, 21-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear wheel, 214 kilograms wet. Boy, do these two bikes look fantastic together. So now I've got nothing to do but excitedly wait for my Uber to turn up. The butterflies are turning into pterodactyls as I anticipate picking up this new bike. I'm going to pray that it stops raining and cross my fingers that everything goes well, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hello.
Morning. There she is, ready to go. There's always a mixed bag of emotions picking up a used bike. Have I made the right decision? Is it going to be a fantastic journey, or is this going to turn into a nightmare? And there's always that extra layer under the excitement of riding off on some guy's pride and joy. All I can do is leave with a smile on my face, a hole in my wallet, and a promise that I'm going to look after her well. Thank you, sir. And I might see you.
Good luck with her.
At some point.
Enjoy.
Oh, what a lovely day to be riding a bike. Super exciting though. The wet weather is not going to kill my enthusiasm for picking up a new bike. As you can see, F800GS 2013. She's got ESA on there, so electronic suspension adjustment. We'll fiddle with that now. We're in comfort mode, as we should. And despite the torrential downpour, nothing could dissuade me from the excitement of having a new to me motorcycle, F800GS, finally reunited after all these years. So there's nothing left to do but crank up the heated grips, engage the squishy mode on electronic suspension adjustment, and cruise down the highway in the pouring rain. Oh yeah, new bike day. We should call this Chronicles of Soggy, not Chronicles of Solid. I'm absolutely soaked. Despite the wet weather gear, the rain gets in all sorts of places. Good news is, my adventure boots are nice and clean. I forgot to say, the merch is ready and will be available as you're watching this video. So if you want a hoodie like this, they're available. If you want a beanie, I've got those too. I've got a trucker hat, and I've got 3 different kinds of t-shirts. So check that stuff out if you want to support the channel. I'd be eternally grateful. So it should be available in the description box below. I will point out that this is from Fourth Wall. So that means it's made to order. So that doesn't mean you click on it, the product's ready to go, shipped straight to you, and it will be quick. What that means is when you click order, they then make the t-shirt, and after it's made, they then ship it to you. So it will take a little bit longer. I'm super excited about the merch release, so let me know your thoughts. Go and get yourself a hoodie, a beanie, a t-shirt, a trucker hat, and support the channel. With the bike in the garage, it's time to go over all the accessories this bike has, because that's one of the biggest shining points of getting a used off-road motorcycle, adventure or dual sport, is all the accessories that come with the motorcycle. It means you can get out into the dirt straight away, which is a big deal. But was this the case with the F800 I just bought? Let's find out. You can see down here, importantly, it has the almighty bash plate. Also, center stand. That is a godsend, particularly if you have to change one of these in the middle of nowhere. That'll make life a lot easier, but also just for sitting in the garage. The Himalayan sits on the center stand. It's fantastic for working on. Pannier racks here. They're just little braces for soft luggage. I honestly think that's the perfect setup for me. Top rack, it's obviously been well used, but that doesn't faze me. Also up front, we have got this weird little Chinese knockoff phone mount. It actually works pretty good, so I'm going to keep it. USB A and C charging there from the little tank charger. Lovely aftermarket handlebars. I think they're actually fat bars in the middle, so they're nice and sturdy and strong, and in blue, so it matches the bike as well. Clearly you can see at the front here, there's no getting around the fact that that is a huge big touring screen. I don't really like it. It sends the wind right at my eyeballs, so I'll be changing this. Other nice little things is it's got a fairly new chain on it as well. Other nice little features, we've got adjustable preload knob there. Is this little button here, the ESA, so you can flick through comfort, normal and sport, and get your suspension dialed in on the fly. And something that really helped today was the heated grips. That was absolutely lovely in the pouring rain. It's quite cold on the bike. So what else is wrong with my 2013 F800GS? Well, this little horn up here doesn't work at all. Not surprising really considering the age, but I will have to try and figure that out, or I might not. We'll see how we go. The other thing is this poor old seat here. 12 years, 54,000 kilometers. Imagine how many farts this poor thing's had to suffer through. I mean, she's got 54,877 kilometers. Other than that, there's not much there. The disappointments were, it's just the fact of having a bike this old, the little dent in the rim. Not the best, but it doesn't seem to be affecting things too much. But obviously we'll see what the professionals say. That'll be a massive kick to the crutch if that's a big problem, but doesn't seem to be affecting anything. Obviously, as we move up top to the bike, you can see there's no handguards here. That was a big downside of this bike and why I didn't make an offer straight away. The other thing you can see is no crash bars here. So when I drop it, which I eventually will, this is going to cop it big time, and I can't see that being too cheap. And the last one that was a real issue was particularly the back tire. These aren't really off-road focused tires, so not the best for what I'm wanting to do. So I need to fork out the cost of getting better tires on this. That's going to be the biggest expense. So my main concerns are that when I test rode it, getting it into neutral is a little bit tricky. So it's not perfect. This bolt's probably the worst with the rust in there. But I think considering this bike has had 12 years of adventure touring, nothing serious but dirt roads and ridden all over the country, I think for the price, I think I've done okay. I'd love for your guys' thoughts though. What do you think? Do you think this is a good decision, or do you think I'm going to regret this one? So what did I pay for this thing? Well, I paid $8,800 Australian. I am super excited to have a new and different bike in the garage, but I would be lying if I didn't say I have a little bit of trepidation. I've never had a bike with this many kilometers on it. Now it is a Rotax engine. For me, 54,000 kilometers is getting up there. Now I've seen others for sale with 150 on the clock, still going strong. So that says a lot about these bikes, but just for me, there's a little bit of trepidation. Getting into neutral is a little bit finicky. It's not the end of the world, but it is a little bit of a faff. On the plus side, it still rides beautifully. The engine feels just like mine did when I bought it new in 2013. So everything feels tight. The clutch is as heavy as I remember it from back in the day. All the electronics work. It looks fantastic in this blue. I think for the age that it is, it's in pretty good nick. So we're boldly gonna go where Solid hasn't gone before. We're gonna take a middleweight and we're gonna put it head to head with a small adventure bike. I'd be lying if I'm not worried. Is there a place for the middleweight instead of a small adventure bike? So we're gonna find all that out through my pain and suffering, or maybe my glory. We don't really know yet. It could go either way. Next video in the series, I'll break down the costs of each vehicle, get into it in the nitty gritty, see where we're sitting when everything is balanced out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you've got any questions or comments, chuck them down below. Did I get a steal? Was it a mistake? Do you have questions for future videos you'd like me to get to? Throw it all down and I'll try and get to it. As always, guys, don't forget to stay shiny side up, and I'll see you in the next one. And I should mention, whichever of these two bikes loses this series, I'm gonna sell. I regret this already.